Hey guys, it's me, EODGamerz here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you one of the most underrated, cheapest essences right now that people just do not understand. Like, no one is creating content about this, but this is something that I found out through a lot of testing that I do for you guys. I'm going to show you exactly how I will use this to turn something like this, which is theoretically not very valuable because it has rarity, it has spell skills, it has mana, and it wasn't really like super fantastic. In fact, I bought this for a very cheap amount over here, 30 exalted, just this one here, and then I just put an essence inside to get that rarity, pull it out as well. And I'm going to be showing you how I turn something like this, which people don't even want to craft, into something that is really workable and making a lot of money from this as well. The first and most important thing that I need you to know about Essence of the Abyss is it doesn't say anywhere, but very interestingly, the combo that you can do with this, and I will show you how it works first and how I exploit it, and later on I will teach you how you can look for opportunities using this as an example. So the problem now here is the maximum mana line, right? And normally if you come into the currency exchange, and let's say I'm just looking for a desecration line. For example, if I wanted to come into the Abyss to desecrate this item, I would have to add in a new line. I can force it into the prefix by opening the Sinistro Necromancy to add in another line in the prefix, so I have a 4-line item, but maximum mana is still going to be there, and it's not really very workable because it's like a tier 10 line. But here's the secret that a lot of people do not know. One important thing that you need to know is the Essence of the Abyss is considered as a perfect or corrupted essence. What this means is Sinistro Coronation works together with it, which means that your removal of a line is now controlled. So previously, like if you use this and you use Essence of Abyss, it's totally random. You might get rid of the spell skills. But with this over here, Omen of Sinistro Crystallization, I guarantee the Essence of the Abyss goes into the prefix, which removes maximum mana. Because the effect of Essence of Abyss, if you remove one line and you slap in a line that allows you to desecrate in future, I don't even give two twats about what this Mark of the Abyssal Lord is at this point. Because even if it says you get an absolute dog line, you can always own or light it later on. The problem with this piece is it's very RNG. So of course there is an effect. I'm just like being exaggerating, but let me just show you what it does. So Sinistro Crystallization forces it into the prefix. This one here, maximum mana, tier 10, useless line. Maximum mana is good at higher tiers, but tier 10 is like so low. That's why people don't even want to work on this. And I use Essence of Abyss, slap it in. Now you can see the maximum mana line has been transformed to bears the Mark of the Abyssal Lord. Now this one over here is random. Whether it goes into the suffix, the prefix, is anyone's guess. But right now you can see now bears the Abyssal Lord mark is in the suffix here, which allows us to do a lot more controlling on this piece. So I can then take this item, desecrate it, and now we can eventually find cast speed over here, look for certain lines in this item or whatever not. So this one could be a potential max roll cast speed later on if you wanted to. But at the same time, we can now search for the prefix line over here. So what I'm going to do, for example, because I'm looking for rarity on this piece, let's say, I'll have more guides on the channel as well, how you can use this to make more strategies. This is just like the very beginner, easy to understand. So let's say I have rarity, I have spell skills, which is caster and rarity. I'm just going to leave the desecrated line as just desecrated, because what do I have here right now? So cast speed is in the suffix, which is desecrated right now. I can use an Omen to remove it, like Omen of Light, but I don't want to spend the amount of divines on it to remove. So I'm just happy leaving it desecrated and eventually just trying to roll for it. So right now I have caster, I have drop. If I use a homogenizing Omen, I would look for something like this, a caster in the prefix. I will look for spell damage in the prefix, which are both usable. So I have 2 usable lines that I'm looking for right now with just these 2 lines. So I can pull out very useful items already, a double rarity in case I want like more drop rate on the maps and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'll buy a homogenizing exaltation. So something like this currently costs us about 1 divine. The total cost of this so far, Essence of Abyss, is like way too cheap. People don't even know how this works. That's why it's so cheap. But now that you guys are watching this video, you know exactly the use. For 3 exalted, you turn a garbage piece into potentially something very strong. And let me show you how to make it even stronger. So right now, I will come in I will buy, let's buy another Omen of Dextro Exaltation. I want to have both of the rolls, 2 random modifiers. I'll just hit the market, whatever. I don't want to waste your time, like 0.6 exalted. So I'll activate this, which gives me 2 rolls, and together with this homogenizing exaltation to pull out the spell damage as well as the rarity just from these lines over here. So I will use a greater exalted. Because right now the suffix lines are all done, I'm opening the prefix lines. So I slap it in, could not generate modifiers. I guess it's because it's desecrated, unfortunately. I'm also trying this out as well. Usually I desecrate it first, but let me go into the waypoint. Since it's over here, I might as well pick up one of the, where is my Abyss here? Abyssal Echoes. I'll just pick up one Abyssal Echoes so I can snipe that cast speed line. The reason why I'm looking for cast speed, other than for the fact that it's really, really strong, is because it's also a caster mod. It's a speed mod, which none of the prefixes has. But to be honest, I can take anything like crit hit chance, so I don't pull out any other line. I can also take attribute lines, because I don't want to pull out any of the other lines, the other nonsense. Even like resistance lines, elemental lightning resistance, are all fine as well, because you can see in the prefix, there's only defenses, life, mana, and the other stuff. There's basically no like resistances. So a small difference in the plan, but let me just show you as well. Let's say don't even use this. You can just like pull it and Omen of Light it later on. But let me just show you. Desecrate it. So let's find, we are looking for either attributes or resistances or cast speed ideally. Since we already used the Omen, we might as well take a gamble and let's go for the next one. So over here, unfortunately, we didn't get it, but we don't want life, we don't want mana because we'll pull it out. Here has very nice attributes. So even though it looks like a dead line, we can always Omen of Light it later on as well to try to like find good pieces. So Desecrated Finish, we have this in the suffix right now. We have, I would say like strength, it's like attributes. So attributes, we have caster, we have drop. So what will we pull out in the prefix? If we use the homogenizing Omen, we will pull out drop, we will pull out spell damage because there's a caster, and there's nothing else that we can pull because there's no other text involved. Even if the logic works by pulling spell damage first and then it tests us again, there's no other damage line. So it's 100% controlled in terms of what we get. The only thing is that if you're trying to snipe Spirit, it has to come from the base or like Fractured to begin with. But Spirit is like much more expensive to find with spell damage or minion skills or any other thing in the amulet generally. But let me just show you. So I open here, homogenizing exaltation again, greater exaltation. You can use a perfect or whatnot if you want. I'm using a greater to get the best possible rolls. We slap it in. Maybe it's because of this greater exaltation. It doesn't allow us to have 2 maybe. So let's just pull this in. And now we can have like spell damage. So I think this is the limiting one, the having 2 random modifiers. So they don't want you like save money. If I'm not wrong, like the first few days we could do that, but it is what it is. So spell damage pulled out tier 3, and right now we can just do the same thing. It costs us a little bit more money now because we have to buy another of the homogenizing Omen to pull it out. But then now we have a really, really nice one where this one can be rerolled to cast speed, Omen of Light eventually, and then we have a nice spell damage in the prefix as well. If you wanted it to be even better, you can start off the logic with a Fractured Spirit line and then find that spell skills in the suffix and do exactly the same method using the Abyssal Mark, and you will get a very, very nice craft as well. This is exactly how you can control something garbage and turn out pretty good. I think this is pretty nice. It will get even better. It's for long-term crafting. And if you appreciate such content, do like, comment, and subscribe for more of such future content. And I'm just going to go ahead and fracture this one. Let's see how it turns out. Pretty nice. Spell skills, I can always do chaosing later on as well. So very, very solid. I can always do the same Abyssal Mark. I can Omen of Light, Abyssal Mark, remove the rarity, and later do something else, or whatever it is. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you found this insightful, and see you guys in the next video.